Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. The Fourth Court of Appeals is now back in session.
Mr. Webb, Mr. Bird, and Mr. Slotuja, thank you very much for giving us this much needed break to see if we had any other questions. We do have one question, and it goes to Mr. Slotuja. Justice Rios, would you like to ask the question? You're muted.
Actually,
you're muted, Justice.
I was saying that I will defer to you to ask the question. I'm very sorry that I'm...
Okay. And our question is very simple, Mr. Slotuja. There are two entities, that, at least that we figured out, and I would like your opinion as to what entity is what and what entity did what. We're talking about Kimberly Inc. LLC, and that's the entity that appears in the exhibit number 35 as having 99% separate property. But there's also a DBA, Kimberly I investments, or is it Kimberly Investments, right? Is a DBA. Can you tell us what the evidence shows to the difference between one and the other, and where do all these properties come in with respect to one or the other entity?
Yes, Your Honor. I cross-examined Mr. Shalit and had him in multiple occasions admit that Kimberly Investment Company was a DBA, and that he stated that, yes, it's DBA by Michael Shalit, and I run it. And multiple places I made sure that he differentiated and that Kimberly Investment Company was 100% community property and was the entity that the 61 acres was originally placed in, and then went out of that entity. It was 100% community property.
So that would be Kimberly DBA is where the property was placed, not Kimberly LLC, correct?
Yeah, sure. And
okay.
That was undisputed.
Okay.
Mr. Slotuja, it was represented to us that one of the KIC entities was started by Mr. Shalit and his daughter. That would be the LLC. Is that an accurate assumption, or what?
What we don't know about the daughter. They never brought in any records to show that.
Okay, and I worded my question very poorly, so thank you for clarifying that.
Mr. Weber, do you have any response to our question?
I do believe there are two separate entities that went under the name Kimberly in one fashion. One of them was a foreign entity, I believe, out of New Jersey, and that was Kimberly Investment Company, LLC. The other entity was another company that Michael had. I don't recall the name of it, but it did business in Texas as Kimberly Investments. And it's unfortunate that there was a near identity of names like that, but that contributed to the confusion in the calculations in this
matter. Justices, any other questions?
None from me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Okay, well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your arguments. Your case has been submitted, and we will issue an opinion and a judgment as soon as practicable. You've been very kind and very patient with us. We had a lot of questions, so we appreciate your time, and hopefully, as Mr. Weber said, we'll have the divine influence us, and we'll get opinion to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.